I think the fact that Kevin Durant is ruled out of tonight's game calls into question whether he is going to play at all. It's a pretty crucial game for Golden State. You lose this one, you're down 3-1 and going back to Toronto. If KD can't go now, he's missed 9 straight games. If he can't go now, what's to give anybody the belief that he can come back at any time or he is going to come back at any time? In other words, they're being super cautious with Kevin Durant, right? I mean, really, really cautious with him. They do not want to allow him to come back too soon for a myriad of reasons. I think, number one, Kevin Durant's going to be a free agent, and Kevin Durant, they want to re-sign in Golden State. And so being anything less than super cautious might suggest that they're not taking his personal values into account or his personal worth or what's best for him, and KD might use that against them in free agency. Most of us assume that he is going to leave. I think they still hold out hope that he's not going to leave. So I think they're being hyper cautious with him. In doing so, though, I mean, he's not even practicing with them yet. I don't think he's playing in this series. The last time he played was May 8th. That's a month ago. It was one thing when it was like, well, he's not coming back for the Rockets series. Okay, they closed that one up early. Another thing when they never trailed in that Blazers series. Okay, they swept in 4. No need for him to come back. Then once we got to the NBA Finals, if he didn't play in Game 1, all right, well, maybe they'd save him for Game 2 if they're down 0-1. He didn't come back when they were down 0-1. All right, well, they're going back to Golden State, so he's definitely going to play in one of these two, at the very least Game 4, especially if they trail 2-1. Well, that's the series we find ourselves at, and he's still not playing. I don't think he's coming back. I also don't, though, blame Steve Kerr for benching or sitting or not dressing Klay Thompson in Game 3. I know right now it feels like a gamble because now you're down 2-1 and you don't have KD tonight. And if you lose tonight, that could be the series. But I still think you've got to go greater good here. Klay is also a free agent. But more so if you're trying to win this championship and not just try to make sure people aren't angry at you, players aren't angry at you. To me, the greater good is making sure that Klay Thompson's ready for 4, 5, 6, and 7 versus Game 3, and then who knows. Because if the Warriors get Kevin Durant back, it's a different team. And missing Klay in Game number 3 is not nearly as important if you have Kevin Durant coming back for 5, 6, and 7. So I don't blame Steve Kerr at all for doing what he did, but it does set up a really interesting scenario here. Do the Warriors have to win tonight? Because I'm starting to believe that Kevin Durant's not going to play at all. And if you're down 3-1 in this series and KD's not coming back, he's not walking through that door, I don't think you're winning. I think tonight, if we're just going to take KD out of the equation, I don't think this Warriors team can come back down 3-1 with 2 of those games being in Toronto. With KD, yeah, I think they can. Without KD, I don't think they can.